as you were earlier talking about, that it kind of reduces their own stress on their engineering team. Can you also talk about the benefit to the business side, sales side, marketing side of those companies as
Yeah,
well?
fantastic question. So, Clazar is one of those products that not only helps you save costs by saving the engineering time, but also helps you gain more revenue.
Hi, this is your host Swapnil Bhartiya and welcome to your Let's Talk. Today we have with us Trunal Bhanse, CEO and co-founder of Clazar. Trunal, it's great to have you on the show.
Hey, Swapnil, thanks for having me. Excited for our chat today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to talk to you today. Give us a background, history, story of the company. When you co-founded it, what problem you saw in the modern world that is still needed to be solved, that you felt like, hey, you know what, we need to start a new company. So talk about the company.
So, just prior to starting Clazar, I was the head of cloud marketplaces engineering at Confluent. And it is where that I saw, how the ecosystem has become so complex, where you need a tool to manage your marketplace operations, including billing, including your marketplace listings, including integrations with your existing tooling and all of the entire ecosystem around it. So at that point in time, I decided, it's best for me to, consider this as a potential opportunity to start thinking about if it's worth, exploring if there are any customers out there who will be willing to use our service to help kickstart their motion on the cloud marketplaces. And sure enough, there was lots of opportunity there. Like as we started bringing differentiated product to the market, we got very good response almost pretty much immediately from the customers, and we started seeing a whole lot of interest about our product from the customers as well. So that's actually the background of what how Clazar was born. Before Clazar, I worked at Airbnb for about 4.5, 5 years. Prior to that, I was at LinkedIn. So I've been in the tech space as a product and engineering leader for almost over a decade now. And I always wanted to start my own company and bring something differentiated to the world. And this is my attempt of helping bringing something of value to the world.
Can you talk about this market, this SaaS space itself, how you are seeing it evolving, especially with the emergence of course, cloud native has been around for a while now. We talk about AI, Gen AI, but how do you see the spaces evolving? What are the challenges that customers are facing today?
Yeah, the space is actually growing really, really fast, Swapnil. Recently, in the past few years, this channel has emerged as one of the leading and fastest growing channels for majority of the SaaS companies to explore as a potential distribution channel. If you look at some of the research that has been done by Canalys, the firm out there, there is a report done by Forrester in conjunction with AWS that has lots of data around it. But what everything is pointing towards this one singular truth that this is slated to be one of the primary channels of SaaS distribution in the years to come. So that's kind of what we saw in the industry, and that's the trend that we want to capitalize on.
Now let's talk about what kind of offerings you folks have. Of course, it's SaaS, but I just want to understand the whole product portfolio, the catalog that you have.
We are a product and engineering company at heart, so we keep on bringing a lot of differentiated products to the market very, very quickly. And the one of the key things that we do is we help you unlock the partnership with the hyperscalers, and by hyperscalers I mean AWS, Azure, and GCP, starting with a marketplace listing and marketplace presence. But it doesn't stop there. We also have the co-sell product, which helps our customers bring more value to the table in terms of working closely with the hyperscalers and co-selling with them. And we have built tooling and automation directly from your CRMs that help you manage the entire life cycle of an opportunity. And that's kind of the differentiated value that we bring.
Where does it fit in the enterprise ecosystem? Because the market is big, different players are trying to solve different problems. There are we can talk about silos, we can talk about subcategories, so just give us an overall overview of where you folks are in this big ecosystem.
Where we typically see our growth is like, across the board, across this entire spectrum of different companies in their own life cycle. For example, a company who has just raised a seed or a Series A round there, who wants to double down on their distribution and GTM strategy. We have lots of customers in that regard, but we also have a lot of customers who have been here, done that. They had a marketplace listing, They either did it themselves or just had some, a manual services partner help them with. But now they want to go to the next level and automate much of it because they're seeing the ROI. And those are some of the bigger customers who are looking to lean in and have Clazar as their platform of choice for some of their automation. And so we see customers across the board from small, medium to large.
Being listed on a marketplace should be enough to be seen by their own potential customers. So when you Clazar, what additional value do you bring to these players?
Just getting listed on the marketplace, Swapnil, is not really a goal in itself. It's a step towards striking a very deep partnership with the hyperscalers. The reason it starts with marketplaces is because these hyperscalers have, committed spend that is locked away with in their contracts with their customers, and the only way to get to that committed spend for any vendor or any SaaS provider is that route goes via the marketplace. So it's only the step one. Where Clazar helps is like not the visibility or the distribution of it, but the entire automation of it and the entire we take the grunt work out of it in a way that you don't need to invest your own engineering resources to manage and maintain all of the integrations for marketplaces as well as for co-sell. And you can have those engineers be focused on more around the core of what your offering is versus having to figure out how to make these marketplaces work.
And also these cloud platforms, they are emerging. They keep bringing new offering technology. I don't even want to look at the announcement that Amazon makes during reInvent. How do you keep up with their velocity? At the same time, customers also want to be able to move faster in their own journeys. Do you become a bottleneck there, or you become a facilitator there?
Yeah, we're definitely a facilitator there because two things. One is we are in all the beta programs with the hyperscalers. Usually, when before they release any feature out, they release these beta programs to a limited set of partners, including us, and we work with their teams, engineering and product teams, to make sure that the feature or the functionality that they are releasing is working as intended, and we integrate that into our platform much sooner than it becomes GA as a part of our relationship and partnership with the hyperscalers. So the benefit to the customers is the day one that the GA is announced, they get that functionality baked in right on that day itself. Again, without doing any of the engineering work on their side.
How do you support multi-cloud strategies so that your clients, common clients, they want to use something from AWS, something from Microsoft, something from Google? Or is it only specific to one cloud? Hey, you move to the AWS marketplace, that's where we'll support, or it doesn't really matter?
No, so the way, I mean, we leave the platform choice to our customers. It's literally driven by ultimately where they are seeing more traction in terms of their product being sold to their end customers. Many times we do see customers adopting a multi-cloud strategy where they have infrastructure, repeated across all three of the big hyperscalers that we see. Once they have made a choice of either going with one or multi-cloud, then we come in and we help them unlock the maximum benefit with that specific hyperscaler. Or if they have a multi-cloud strategy, we can actually go multi-cloud with them and then have them unlock larger benefit through this. As a part of this, we also like if the customers who want to understand, hey, how can I even start with my multi-cloud strategy? We have a fantastic list of partners who are experts in deploying multi-cloud software infrastructure across all three, and we happily recommend our partners to our customers as well.
Where does your job start? Was they are ready with the application to put the cloud, or you also, and that could be very mature organizations, but there are a lot of startups, there are new companies who, of course, they have the product, but they may need some consultancy, they may need some additional help. So where does your job start and where does it end when it comes to marketplaces?
We typically see customers across the entire spectrum, as I talked about. But let's say if you're interested in understanding exact what like the trigger point is, like at the lower end or at the entry level, what we see is customers who have found a product market fit and they've had a few good handful of use cases and customers under their belt. They know that the product works really well and it's ready to scale, and they're looking for multiple channels to explore to see which channel works for them. Like marketing is a channel, outbound sales is a channel, partnerships, and this Cloud GTM is another such channel. That's the point that they come to us, and we help them accelerate their motion and get time to value much sooner for them. So that's on the entry level. On the higher level, what we see is they have been doing marketplaces and co-sell for a few quarters or years. Um, but they have now hit critical mass to a level where they either have to hire a whole bunch of engineering effort, sales ops, business analysts, and whatnot. But instead of that, they want to offload that into a fully automated platform like Clazar, and that's when they come to us. So these are the two buckets that we see.
Of course, Gen AI has been, one of the hottest topic. Are you folks also leveraging Gen AI for Clazar, or another way, a lot of customers they do want to use Gen AI? How do you facilitate them?
In terms of customers, we do have a lot of Gen AI customers that we are fortunate to have on our platform, and we do see a lot of interaction and volume from them. It's definitely one of the hottest category that's growing fast. That's no secret anymore, right? In terms of what we do have plans with Gen AI, but it's too soon to reveal what we have. But we have something very interesting in the pipeline.
As you were earlier talking about, that it kind of reduces their own stress on their engineering team. Can you also talk about the benefit to the business side, sales side, marketing side of those companies?
Yeah, fantastic question. So, Clazar is one of those products that not only helps you save costs by saving the engineering time, but also helps you gain more revenue. So, the co-sell piece that I talked about, marketplaces is where we are actually saving you money by you not having to invest engineering. But once you get to a level of co-sell, that's when you start getting incoming pipeline, incoming referrals from the hyperscalers, and that's when you can get top line growth, which is an additional revenue driver. There are customers out there who do 20-30% of their pipeline via the marketplaces and co-sell together. So, there's definitely a lot of benefit and a pull from the sales and GTM teams. And we see that all the time. We typically see a lot of head of partnerships and alliances coming to us. But eventually, we also see like head of sales, CROs, GTM leaders coming and exploring this channel. And as a part of that, Clazar is a solution.
You may not be able to share a lot about that, but what things are in the pipeline? Just give us a teaser. Just don't give us all the details.
Yeah, sure. So, we've been fortunate enough to have been growing really, really quickly. As you know, we just raised our Series A round with Ridge Ventures, and it was a fantastic partnership. We are really looking forward to having Yusuf on our board, and he's going to be, a critical part of our story as well. But yeah, in a nutshell, we've seen fantastic growth so far, and we continue to see the growth in the coming quarters and years as well. If anything, we are only seeing it accelerate across multiple segments, not just one segment that we're focused on before. So very exciting things. Before instead of I can't really reveal too much about our numbers and whatever, but safe to say that we are growing really, really fast.
Trunal, thank you so much for taking time out today to talk about Clazar. Thanks for great insights, and I look forward to talk to you again soon, because you folks, you hinted, you did not give a lot of details. A lot of things are in the pipeline in terms of Gen AI and the company's growth. So I look forward to chat with you again. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Have a good one.